What's going on, everyone? So I wanted to kind of talk about the best free agents available, kind of go over several of them and give my opinions on which one I think the Lakers should look to add on either a vet minimum or a biannual exception. Also, I do want to start by saying I'm not going to mention Bradley Beal in this because one, he hasn't been bought out yet, and two, if the Lakers can get Bradley Beal, they're going to get him over anybody else. I just fully believe that. I'm not against Bradley Beal being a Laker. I know some people are. I think he's too talented to pass up for the price that you would get him. I think you bring him in and you figure it out. He's also better off ball than all our other guards are, so I think you can figure it out and make it work. But beyond that, I want to talk about the actual free agents. There could be other buyouts. Nikola Vucevic is a guy that could potentially be bought out, right? And there's several others, Marcus Smart, Chris Middleton. There's several guys that may end up being bought out. But I want to talk about the guys that are actual free agents right now that the Lakers could, wave a Shake Milton and go sign, or do a consolidation trade and go sign. And so the list of guys that are still currently available, that are kind of the higher end guys, in no particular order, but Ben Simmons, Malcolm Brogdon, Gary Payton II, Chris Boucher, Precious Achiuwa, Amir Coffey, Russell Westbrook, Chris Paul, Malik Beasley, Damian Lillard, Al Horford, and DeAnthony Melton are the guys that are available. Now, Malik Beasley, I don't think anyone's going to sign until his, off-court, gambling thing ends up getting resolved and figured out. Just because, again, teams aren't going to want to get involved in that. He might be kicked out of the league if that ends up happening. So I don't think teams are going to waste money, waste a roster spot. But I know he was terrible with the Lakers last go around. But on a vet minimum, off the bench as your 15th guy, I wouldn't hate it, right? You could use the shooting. Right? The guy shoot the lights out. I mean, obviously we need defense and whatnot, but I wouldn't hate it if he's cleared, right? Let's say he's cleared, everything's good, because if he's not cleared, he's probably out of the league, right? Because he's betting on games. It's probably why he was so bad with the Lakers. But the guys that I really look at, that I obviously want. And again, no particular order, but DeAnthony Melton, Amir Coffey, I wouldn't hate, Malcolm Brogdon, Gary Payton II. I've seen people say, what about Ben Simmons? One, he still wants money, and I just don't see a team doing that. Two, the last thing I think the Lakers need is another non-shooting big, floor general. Lakers have enough ball handlers. Lakers have enough guys that can go and make plays and whatnot. Obviously, Ben Simmons and his defensive versatility would be fantastic. His ability to defend literally 1 through 5. But I just think the things that make him so great, the Lakers don't really need, which is that, Draymond Green, defend the best player, but also make plays and be kind of the point guard. Personally, I'd stay away from Ben Simmons. So to me, I'd look at kind of the 3-and-D guys. If you can get an Al Horford, I'd still go get an Al Horford just because I like and trust him more than even a Maxi Kleber, just because of his experience, been there, done that. Guy that's big defensively. He's better than Jackson Hayes and Maxi Kleber, stretches the floor, but also does other things out there. Again, I just really like Al Horford as just that steady constant that you can bring off the bench and just let him go to work. But there's a lot of talks about him potentially retiring or going to the Warriors. We'll see. DeAnthony Melton is favored to go to the Warriors. He was originally favored to go to the Lakers, and then now recent reports have been that he's gone to the Warriors. I mean, look, if he wanted to be a Warrior and the Warriors really wanted him that bad, don't you think they'd probably go get him? Don't you think he'd probably already sign? What's the holdup? And if it's Bradley Beal, well, then, again, if the Lakers land Bradley Beal, then, they probably don't go after DeAnthony Melton, which I still think there's an argument to be made to go get him, right? Because especially if you end up trading Gabe Vincent or something like that, you could go DeAnthony Melton at the point, because he can play either guard spot. Go with DeAnthony Melton at the point and then have Bradley Beal at the 2. I think that alone could solve all your bench scoring and shooting and all those other things. But it was kind of one of those things, right? It was the Lakers, it's the Warriors. I think if the Lakers miss out on Bradley Beal, I think you'll hear reports that it's the Lakers again, right? DeAnthony Melton has been linked to the Lakers since basically he was drafted, right? He's a guy that, did an interview, was talking about how much he'd love to be a Laker, wearing the purple gold and all that stuff. DeAnthony Melton's a guy that I think he's a risk coming off of the ACL injury, but it's not what it used to be. That used to be essentially career ending. Now, even 5 years ago, it's good. Lots of players get it now, and it's you get it, you get the work done and you're fine. So I do trust that he'd be good. You're probably not signing him to a biannual. I just think there is too much of a risk, and maybe another team would do that. But I think you're signing him to a vet minimum on a prove it deal. If you really want to be a Laker, come to the Lakers. Malcolm Brogdon, I'd love to have. I mean, Malcolm Brogdon on paper is the exact player the Lakers need, right? Big, sizable, physical guard that can defend multiple positions and is a career, 39% three-point shooter. Now, the problem is you don't know if he's going to give you, 10 games or he's going to give you 50 games, right? Like he's not reliable as far as health-wise goes. A lot of these guys aren't. That's why they're available. Like all these guys are available for reasons, right? Now, I look at this situation and I go, okay, Malcolm Brogdon, like if you were to miss out on Melton, and it's like, okay, you could go with the Gary Payton, sure. Amir Coffey, I'd probably like to get to, and I'll get to those two in a moment. Or you could take a flyer on Malcolm Brogdon. Like I think Malcolm Brogdon at that point, you could argue is probably the best option. He's very good playing off ball. He could be that initiator, slot in at either guard position, can defend bigger. It's just the health with him. That's where the problem really lies. Damian Lillard, I just want to, because he is a free agent. So I don't want the Lakers to go after Damian Lillard. Supposedly the Boston Celtics are trying to go get him, but that's because, again, Jason Tatum's sitting out for a year, so it's like, when Dame comes back, then him and Tatum can come back together type thing. Because I know a lot of Laker fans really want Damian Lillard. One, I think he's the last thing we need. You could argue, okay, well, Bradley Beal then, it's the same thing. Yes, but Bradley Beal is able to play this year, right? Like, and you'd get him so cheap. Like, if Dame was healthy, I'd feel a different way. But you're going to go and wave shake Milton, sign Damian Lillard to a vet minimum contract for him not to play at all this year. Best case scenario, he plays come playoff time. But at that point, it's like you're either good enough where you don't need him, or you're bad enough, and it's like you're probably not going anywhere with him either because he hasn't played all season. So personally, stay away from that. Gary Payton II is basically the guard version of Ando, right? Like doesn't really give you much offensively outside of like being a slasher cutter. He is excellent moving without the basketball, but he is that versatile defensive player, that dirty work guy, the hustle play guy. I love Gary Payton, right? Like if I had to kind of rank these in order, right, it would be DeAnthony Melton at the top, right? From there, probably be Malcolm Brogdon. Then I don't mind Amir Coffey, just because Amir Coffey he's got the size and the length. Be that 3-and-D guy for you, knock down the three ball with some consistency, as well as defend with some consistency, kind of defend 1 through 3. He's not like Jared Vanderbilt defensively, but I do think with the Lakers, bought in, invested, playing in the team schemes, I do think he could be good enough. And then, again, gives you that 3-point, kind of 3-and-D guy slotted in for you. And then I'd probably go Gary Payton, right? Like, as far as, like, what we need at the guard position. And the only reason for Gary Payton is just his size as well as his lack of offense. And it's just like, again, like, Lakers have so many one-dimensional guys already. At least Jared Vanderbilt is big, long, versatile, right? Like, even a Drew Thero, right? Like, he's a guy that is, again, we'll see what his offense is, but he's big, he's long, he's physical, he can, slot in multiple, like Gary Payton, yes, he's physical, he can defend, he can get after it, he makes winning plays, I love it, but I'd like the Lakers, unless you're for sure getting rid of Gabe Vincent and all these other things, I think you're probably better off just sticking with Gabe Vincent at that point, right? And maybe looking to bring in an Amir Coffey or something like that to kind of offset that and bring in some size. And then kind of moving into Amir Coffey, right? Like he's the age, he's the type of rotation guy that you want, the kind of guy that has the two-way capabilities. He's a guy that's slotted alongside. I mean, imagine him slotted alongside Luka. How good he could potentially be. Like there is a version of Amir Coffey that we have yet to see that I really do think can maybe, be a little more impactful. I mean, not that he was like some scrub or anything like that, but like he's not like he's a two-way, 3-and-D guy, but he's very inconsistent on both sides at times, right? And it's just getting him bought in, getting him focused, getting him kind of locked in. But the Lakers could use kind of that 1 through 3 defender, right? Like a guy like Jared Vanderbilt is so good because he can defend, 1 through 3 for you. He can defend to guards, he can defend to forwards. He's got the size, the length, the wingspan, and again, maybe a Thero or if they bring in Kaluma, right? If they bring any of these guys in, Beasley, maybe those guys can offset some of that stuff. So maybe now maybe it does make more sense to go get a Gary Payton, right? Or maybe it does make more sense to, go get one of these other guards. My biggest, Malcolm Brogdon and DeAnthony Melton are probably my two favorites personally, just because, again, Malcolm Brogdon, his experience, his ability to shoot off ball, right? Like his ability, he is the exact type of guard that usually has success alongside guys like Luka and LeBron, because he can initiate the offense, get it to their guys, and then play off ball and be a 3-and-D guy. Issue is, again, the age, the injury history, and he is coming off of a pretty rough season period, even when he did play. Is that the new norm for him? I wouldn't mind bringing in multiple of these guys if you could. Like, let's say you miss out on Bradley Beal and you still do a consolidation trade. Like, I wouldn't mind, like, if you could bring DeAnthony Melton and an Amir Coffey, or a DeAnthony Melton and a Malcolm Brogdon or something like that. Right? Like, kind of, Lakers couldn't use too many. Not like the one issue the Lakers have is like, hey, you need defenders, right? So kind of go the OKC route and just have these waves of guys that can defend multiple positions and just, kind of be those pests, especially in the Western Conference with all the guard play. I think it'd be very beneficial. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. Pass question to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. If you enjoy these types of videos, truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.